Hi friends, welcome to the part 10 of this playlist on Azure infrastructure. So you can hit the subscribe button if you have not done it. A lot of questions from this playlist will be for members, cloud kernel members. You can click the join button below this video or click the link in the description and become a cloud kernel member for a very small premium. You will gain access to so many important questions for certification for various exams on AWS, Azure, GCP, Snowflake, Salesforce, Tableau. Let's look at this question now. See, this question comes so many times in the certification exam, even in the month of February and March 2023. Many people reported that this question came in their exam. So this is a very simple question. You have an app, okay? It is called app 1. This app 1 is sitting on sub 1 here. Now sub 1 is for whom? It is for Contoso guys. So Contoso guys can access it. Now the question is saying that do something so that Fabricam, you see this Fabricam here, this Fabricam guys can also access it. Do something. What? Out of these four options, choose an option which will make this a possibility. See, option A is talking about AD join. AD join is joined devices. So the idea is with any Windows device, you can authenticate. It can be your cell phones, it can be your desktops, laptops, which has Windows. And it is good for hybrid environments. It will work with on-premises apps as well as cloud-based apps. See, here we want access to app 1. Who wants access? Fabricam guys. So here the problem is not that I am able to access this from my laptop but not able to access from cell phone. That is not the problem here. So A is wrong. See, identity protection, it's a very different thing. If you see here why it is used to automate detection and remediation of identity based risk. Identity based risk is like somebody who did not have access, he tried to put some username password to get in. So if that happens, then what to do? You can ask for a password change, or you can ask for enabling multi-factor authentication. So here that risk is not a use case here. The use case is both are genuine people. Just give them the access. So B is wrong. C is talking about conditional access is like if a user wants access, they need to complete a certain set of action. You are enforcing something. Take this example. This line, read this line, please. So a payroll manager wants to access payroll application, and if they want to do it, you are saying, please go for a multi-factor authentication because these are very confidential data. So it is always better to have double layer of protection. That double layer is multi-factor authentication. That means you will not only enter your username password, you will also get an OTP or some security code in your app on your cell phone. You will have to enter that as well to prove that you are a genuine person. Then only you will get this access. So you are putting a condition, right? You are putting a condition that if you authenticate through MFA, then only I will give you the access. So you see here, you are putting this condition. This is a condition, require an MFA. If you have provided proper MFA code, you will get green, allow access. If you have not provided, you will get blocked access, red one. So here Fabricam is your own guy, and uh, let us look if we have something better than conditional access policy. So for now, this looks wrong because that is not how we will give this conditional access. D looks correct. What see thumb rule? You always remember you have to update the sign-in endpoint so that a Fabricam can access it. Okay, and before that you have to ensure registration. Always remember this thumb rule. If other organization has to access uh, your AD, then you have to follow this step. You have to ensure that you configure the supported account types in the application registration, and then you have to update the sign-in endpoint. So let us look at the next question here. See, you have to, in this question, you have to evaluate the membership, and you have to evaluate like every 3 months. You see this every 3 months, and every member must be able to report whether they need to be in group one or not. And if they do not need, then you have to remove it automatically. Or users who do not report, you have to remove them also. So this is just like your access. It is like many times after 3 months in your organization, if you have access to some application, then after 3 months or once a quarter, they ask you to validate whether you want continued access or not. It is just like that. See, for this purpose, there is only one service built in Azure, and that service is called Access Review. So you can manage group memberships, you can manage access to enterprise applications, role assignments. So user access can be reviewed regularly and make sure only right people have continued access. That is the key, continued access. And see, this will also ensure that you don't have excessive access rights. If in a database, for example, sales database, you only need read access, so it will make sure you don't have write access. Okay, and excessive um, access right may lead to audit findings, and that is not good. See, you should use this when you have too many users in privileged roles, or when automation is not possible, or when a group is used for a new purpose, or business critical data access. So I have used this in client places for business critical data. So business critical data, we ask people uh, like we want some authority to review and approve. So that helps ensuring that this access is not compromised. Second is we ask that guy who has access that do you need this access in any further. If they don't reply, we will remove that access. If they reply yes I need, so we will continue it. If they say I don't need, we will remove it. So that is the advantage. Okay, so this is my answer. So you have identity protection here. So see, this is used, you know, to say that if there is a compromise, some risk, some compromise happened, so you will ask that guy uh, like the credentials were compromised, so you change your password. Or again and again someone is trying to hack your systems, so using your credentials, then you can tell them, hey boss, you go for multi-factor authentication. That way it will be double secured. You will also have to authenticate through a code that you receive on your mobile app. Here the problem is not about compromising the access. And then if you talk about PIM, privilege identity management, you can use PIM to control and monitor access for your organization, any resources. And these can be AD, Azure resources, or Microsoft resources. And PIM will help you with these two things. If you have a bad player trying to access, or if you have authorized user inadvertently impacting a sensitive resource, basically the guy can also be innocent. So there are two things: a person can be innocent, or the person can be an idiot, anything. So PIM will not send emails for approval or review. Those kind of stuff PIM will not do. Okay, so this is wrong. Change the B is saying change the membership type of group one to dynamic user. See, you can create membership rules that if these rules are satisfied, this system or device will continue to access. Primarily, we use it for devices. Okay, in real life we have used it for devices, but it will automatically also assess if these rules are not met, then it will stop the access. But it is driven by the rule. The approval or review mail or review things will not go to your boss or the department head to review and say should you continue to give this guy access or not. So, so that means these things, no, there, these will not happen if you use B. B will work only based on some set of rules. If the rule is true, it will allow you access. If the rule is false, it will block the access. So this would be my answer. See, this question, it's bit of a long question, very boring. But if you see, they are saying that they have two apps. Okay, so this is app one, so this is app two. So both apps want to access the calendar of the users. This is the calendar. Both apps wants, but one app will use read, the other app will require write access. So app needs access to the calendar. You have to tell what should be used for authentication and authorization. Yeah. So first thing, see, you have to register the app in AD. That's the first step. I think maybe a common sense is that in the Azure AD, I will have to register these two apps first. If I see system managed identities, so this will allow applications to directly, you see manage identities, it automatically allows manage identities in AD for applications. So applications to use connecting to resources that use AD authentication. Yes, but this is the second step. If your application is not registered, then the system assigned managed identity will not work. And same is with user assigned. See, user assigned is tagged to a user, so it can work with multiple resources. System assigned is tagged to a system resource, like maybe your Azure VM. It is tied to that. If your VM is terminated, then that system access is gone. But for user assigned, it is tagged to a user, so you can access multiple resources. Even if you terminate a VM, your user assigned managed identity is still there with you. For other resources, it will work. But the first step is you need to register your application in AD. So you can read this section. Usually ISVs will register the app, independent service providers. Okay. Once you do that, AD will provide application ID and redirect URIs values that ISVs can use in their client application codes. The second thing they are asking is about authorization. See, authentication means can I get inside the system or not? Okay. And authorization means okay, I got inside the system. Now what can I access? Can I access Azure VM? Can I access Power BI? Can I create reports? That is authorization. So first one it's saying we will need application permissions. But in our case, applications will need permission to this calendar, right? Second one says used role-based access control. But see, if you create a role and then the problem is app one should have write privilege, app two should have, sorry, app one should have read privilege, and app two should have write privilege. So that will not work. So delegated permission means, see, you are the user, but on your behalf, the application will delegate. So you are delegating that to your application so that when you log in uh, and you are in app one, you will get read access only. When you log in, and you are in app 2, you will get write access only to the calendar. So these two are my final answers. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. So many people have passed the certifications using the content on this channel. Please also become a cloud kernel member. There is a link in the description, or you can click the join button below this video. It will help you. Lot of questions will be posted there also, so that is required to clear certifications as well. Okay, both free videos plus your membership videos will help you pass the certification. So this brings us to the end of part 10.